this video, I'm going to go over e-waste. I'll cover what e-waste is and where it comes from, the problems it creates, and how we can prevent it. If you're like most people, you use electronics for at least a few hours each day. All of the electronics we use each day are eventually going to be replaced, may it be because they are broken or simply because we want to get a new one. When we throw away all of our old electronics, a huge amount of waste is generated, known as e-waste or electronic waste. E-waste is the fastest growing source of waste in the world. In 2019, the world generated over 53 million tons of e-waste. To put this in perspective, the Titanic only weighed 52,000 tons. This means the world generates over 1,000 times the weight of the Titanic in e-waste each year.
How? Let's see. First, they collect dead products and separate them into categories. Then, they start to break, disintegrate, and detach these old products to make the process easier. They apply heat to melt and separate the plastic, gold, and other metals from each other. Afterward, they put the molten products into cold water to cut the plastic into pieces as raw materials. They send gold and other metals into labs to analyze their quality. They use these materials as the feedstock of new products. They get cobalt from recycled lithium batteries and sell them to various factories for them to use while producing new products like magnets, stainless steel, and storage devices. As for plastic, it starts its new life as colorful hangers. That way, the facility completes the reincarnation process and saves the planet from millions and millions of dead electronic waste.
As e-waste and all of the metals and other substances are incinerated, highly hazardous pollutants are released into the atmosphere where they could have a negative impact on the health of the people living in the area. Most e-waste is sent to landfills. However, e-waste also poses an issue in landfills because the toxic materials and metals can break down and eventually make their way into the ground and nearby water and soil. Even recycling may not be the best option in all cases to handle e-waste. This is because recycling must be done properly. In many countries around the world, they don't have the proper tools or training to recycle e-waste and resort to methods like burning or using chemicals to try and get recyclable materials out of electronic waste. This puts e-waste workers directly at risk. So no matter the disposal path, if e-waste is not handled properly, it can negatively impact the local environment, including the surrounding people, air, water, and soil. So how does this impact you if you don't live near an e-waste disposal site or don't work at an e-waste disposal site? There is evidence that suggests that e-waste pollutants may make their way into agricultural and other products that are then exported around the world. So even though you may not live near an e-waste disposal site, you could be consuming products that come from areas near e-waste disposal sites that have been impacted by e-waste pollution. In addition, all of this wasted material was extracted, transported, processed, manufactured, and shipped all over the world, which means greenhouse gases were generated, which contributes to climate change. The other major concern with the mounting e-waste issue is just how much of our metal resources are being wasted and buried in landfills and burned up in incinerators each year. However, right now, over 70% of the world's population already has some e-waste policy in place, which likely means that policy on e-waste is not effective enough on its own. Luckily, since most e-waste is produced in homes, this gives us the power to take action against e-waste ourselves. According to the waste hierarchy, the first step in reducing any type of waste is reduction. We can reduce the amount of e-waste produced by purchasing less products. Also donate, gift, or sell your used electronics to someone else. Again, I'll leave good sources for this in the description. Another way to reduce the need for new electronics and the creation of e-waste would be to fix broken electronics or outdated electronics. This can be difficult since many products are not made to be repaired anymore. If you like this video, let me